Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from this page from Menuet de Bonheur, and we did these leaves yesterday. I finished up those. Now we're going to be doing our oak leaves and acorns. Now I have got I've decided that I think the oak leaves look rather nice if they're slightly changing colour. Got acorns, there's quite a lot to do actually, so I'm thinking maybe I'll start with this bunch of leaves here and get going with them, and then I will decide whether I'm going to do any without you, because there's quite a bit, the acorns and things. Anyway, let's just get going. So this is the Chinese orange, and I'm going to use this for the outside of the leaves because I want them to look like they are changing colour. Now often with these, the orangey colour is just on the tip, and I started down there, which was probably a bit of a mistake, but never mind, this one will look a bit different. So once you've gone around and done your edge, just sort of scumble around it like that, and then it will blend into the next colour. Here I think on this one we'll just do a bit on the top, maybe down this side a bit longer than that side, just to make it look a bit more natural, not symmetrical. This one at the top. Yeah, I was just looking up some pictures to see how to do these. A bit on the top of this one, I'll put a bit extra on that side, make that a bit darker, just so it's a bit different. Now this one, like that. And then my next colour is the burnt ochre. I'm only going to use this as a sort of transition colour so that I can then blend this into the next one, which is lighter. So I'm not going to use loads, but just to, you know, taper it off a little bit, because my colour after this is the green gold, and I think if I don't just have this little intermediary colour, there'll be quite a sudden line between the two, and that might be right, but I want it to look a little bit more smooth. There still will be an obvious difference between the colours, but so I guess it might be a bit early to be seeing autumnal colours about, but I just couldn't wait to get started on autumn things, really autumn things, autumn colouring, because it's so pretty. This is green gold. I'm just going over the edge of this, the bit I've done already, and then tapering it off. Yeah, the autumn colour is so pretty. We sometimes there's an arboretum which is maybe an hour away in the car that we sometimes go to in the autumn. The best time to go is sort of a late October, I think, usually. I mean, obviously it depends on the seasons every year, because there are some differences, and you can go and look at all the trees changing colour. They have a lot of Japanese maples, acers, you know, and they're sort of reds and yellows, really strikingly beautiful actually. I quite like the British trees as well, the native trees. Right, this is my final colour, so we're going to have quite a lot of this colour, because I want them to look like they're sort of turning rather than turned, if you know what I mean. I think having a mix of colours is quite attractive. And just blend that into your green gold a little bit. So just put it over the top, layer it over really, is what I mean when I say blend. Do it lightly, excuse me, my voice, and then just add more where you think it needs it. And you can get a nice sort of colour mix. Yes, yeah, so also just walking around where I live, when I walk into town or whatever, I'm either along the canal path where there's actually no autumn colour at the moment, everything just looks dull and soggy, we've had so much rain, and but looking up the hill, if you walk along the roadside, which is what I did today because the canal path would have been so wet, you can look up and see all the autumn colour up on the hill. It's the best time, apart from springtime, which is also nice when you look up and the grass up there is all fresh and green. Beautiful. Right, we're going to just use a colour for the branch. I'm trying to work out what's going on there. I think that's just a continuation of the branch. But I like a dark brown. I'm going to go with the Van Dyke, I think, for my branch. I'm going to make it a little bit darker along the bottom there, and a bit less towards the top. And I'm just going to put a little touch in there. Darken that base. I don't know why. I just feel like it'll be good. Now where these are overlapping, look, I can put in a bit of shadow like that, and here too. That. Now I just feel that needs something to brighten and lift it. I feel like it looks a little bit dull, so I am going to get the cadmium yellow light. There it is. There he is. And go over the whole thing with this, because I think it will add a bright vibrancy to the whole leaf, which I just want to lift it up off the page, make it look really shiny and vibrant. And this colour will work with all of the colours that are here. You know, it works with the green, it works with the reddish, reds, the orange, everything, and should just add a brightness. You can burnish this down now if you're happy with your layers. Look at the difference. Yeah, it's just a little bit, but I think it makes a big difference. We'll see. Right, sorry, my mind was somewhere else then. Okay, so there's that set of leaves. I feel that we need to do, see, I don't know if those are the same as those. These little nuts look like they might be different to acorns, so I'm going to leave those for a minute and just go on up. See, the rest of our acorns are down here, and oak leaves. And I need to show you how to do the acorns now. They can either be dark brown in the and a lighter brown here, or green, because if they're unripe. So I'm thinking this one has fallen out. It's obviously an empty shell, so I'm thinking these might be ripe. So if we do these in the browns, but maybe this one in a green, a less ripe one, just for a bit of a difference. So I always like a really dark brown on my base. We won't so much with this one, it'll be a bit greener. So I'm going to use this Van Dyke brown that we just happen to have been using to go over all of them, just with the initial gentle layer, just the base bit, not the actual nut. I've got quite a few acorn colouring videos on my channel, but this will be different to the rest because it's a different page. Right, now let's have a look. In here, dark, I'm going to layer it up a bit here. Yeah, just reduce it to there, and I think we need a line here just so that we can see that we're looking inside. Maybe you could do with coming a bit closer. There you go. Can't get any closer than that. Not without lowering my tripod. sometimes that blurs everything. Okay, now I'm thinking under here, quite dark, and then less as we come round the corner. And the top will be lightest bit because the light would be catching it. Now with this one here, I'd like to make this side darker so that it helps us to see that it's a rounded shape rather than just flat. Like that. And the same with this one, so it's going to be darker here at the bottom. And especially where it's all tucked in here. So really layer it up there and then reduce it as you come up to here. And this one I'm going to have lighter up there. Sort of my lightest bit here. Now I want to put a bit more shadow in there, so I'm actually going to use the black because we've used quite a dark brown. And I'm thinking in here where they're overlapping, could just do with it having a little line. So not only does it sort of show the shadows, but it helps us to distinguish between each of the acorns. Now the actual acorns tend to be a sort of reddish colour. I'm going to use the cinnamon actually. Here he is. And just make a start. You can see we've got lines drawn here, here and here, so those bits are going to make a bit darker just by putting more cinnamon down and fading. I was colouring acorns yesterday. Wasn't using these pencils though. I was colouring in a Maria Trolle book. Was it? No, it wasn't Luna. I think it was Flora. And there were acorns. Now I'm going to emphasise those darker bits a little bit with the burnt sienna. I'm just going to sharpen it before I get going now. There we go. So just doing this bit here a little bit darker. And the lines are there to help us. Like that. And I think I want a sort of vibrant end to that, like I did with the leaves. But yeah, let's try a marigold. Where's the marigold? So this is more of an orange. I'm going to put it over the whole thing. Oh, that's good. She's so modest. Oh, that's going. I'm doing well. There we are. Now I'm not going to do those leaves, I'm just going to do them the same as these. So I'm going to do it on my own and I'll show you at the end a picture the same as these leaves, but I'm going to do this acorn because I want to do it green rather than brown. I am going to start with this base with a little bit of brown. I'm going to use my Van Dyke again, but really lightly, okay? Because I just want the base to look less green than the nut, if that makes sense. There we go. So just a little bit. It might be a bit darker down here at the bottom. That's it. Now the green, I think the cadmium green is actually going to work very well. So I'm going to use it over the whole thing. Just lightly. I haven't sharpened it, it's quite blunt, so it's not going to put down quite a very good layer, which is what I want at the moment because I'm just sort of planning and thinking. Now I want a slightly darker green, but they tend to be a little bit greyish green, so I'm tempted to use the terre verde, but it's a really, really dark green. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use it, but really gently. So here it is, terre verde. and I'm just going to really lightly put a little bit on here and a little bit here, and then a bit around here so that you can see the sort of shape of this sort of knobbly case. I'm just putting a little bit underneath some of these black marks that are there. I do want a bit over the whole thing, but really just the gentlest of layers, because I don't want it looking really dark, just that bit of shadowiness. There we are. So we've done quite a lot of disjointed thing here, haven't we? So we've got our leaves, nuts, and leaves and nuts here, there. But I'm going to do the ones that are at the bottom here, these two, and these, and I'm going to do them in the same way as this, so with the autumnal colours on. Okay, and I'm going to think, I just don't know what that is, but I don't know if it's the same nut or not. These look like they could be, but these bases just look a little bit different, and the leaves are different. I thought they might be beech nuts. I did look up a picture of beech nuts, but they're not those, because they have very different types of shells. So I shall have a little think and see if I can find out what it is, and maybe we'll do that together with the this long branch in a video, so that I can tell you what my idea is. I might just make something up, but like I did for the berries, I just think it looks different. You could do it the same if you want, but anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a super day and happy colouring.